What happened to Lil Nas? After making the Old Town Road song that everybody loved and enjoying his new success as a musician, it seems US rapper Lil Nas has fallen into the music industry's satanic system. In the opening scene of the music video for his new song called Montero, Lil Nas plays a hybrid Adam-Eve character with mixed masculine and feminine traits, and is seduced by a serpent in a type of Garden of Eden, which is also played by himself, and he kisses the snake of Satan and lays down with himself for presumed sex. The Tree of Knowledge is then shown with Greek words carved into the trunk. Taken from Plato's philosophical novella written over 2,000 years ago, Symposium, the phrase translates to, quote, "After the division, the two parts of man, each desiring his other half." So what is this visual message meant to convey? Is it about man and woman being created in the Garden of Eden, designed to long for one another? Or is this cryptic mixing of biblical truth and Greek philosophy supposed to be a comment on Lil Nas's own gender confusion, as he presents himself as both Adam and Eve? In ancient Greece, one of the gods worshipped was Hermaphroditus, the god of hermaphrodites, both male and female. The child of Hermes and Aphrodite, the gods of male and female sexuality. The story says that a winged nymph fell in love with their son, and they merged their two forms into one, becoming a hermaphrodite. Could this be a part of the occult language Lil Nas is speaking with these symbols? During the ending scene of Montero's music video, Lil Nas ascends toward what appears to be a heavenly place, where an angel waits with open arms to receive him, before he falls and descends into hell, sliding down a stripper pole through subterranean Greco-Roman chambers. He then approaches Satan's throne in an ancient Greek description of Hades, where he meets with that old serpent yet again for another hookup. Lil Nas lap dances for Satan before snapping his neck, killing him, and crowns himself as the new Satan, becoming the new leader in the rebellion against God. Again, in this scene, both male and female sexuality are emphasized, not to convey a clear message, but to create a cryptic sign, using hermaphroditic symbols that Lil Nas himself represents. In ancient Greece, hermaphroditus was usually depicted with female thighs, breasts, and style of hair, but with male genitalia, a worship of dualism, which manifests itself in the combination of the male and female. Before releasing this music video, a January NPR article claimed, quote, "Reaching kids on their level has been a big part of the public persona of Lil Nas in the past year. Is this music video meant for children?" Lil Nas even appeared with the Sesame Street characters on a children's show called The Not Too Late Show, where he and Elmo sang his song together. He also wrote a children's book called C is for Country, playing on the popularity of his hit Old Town Road, which again appealed to a wide range of Americans. But are children really his target audience? If so, why is Lil Nas pushing so hard to associate himself with Satan and to morph himself into an ancient hermaphrodite god? Could he be influenced or perhaps controlled by the Illuminati to be used to popularize ancient occultism? On March 29th, Lil Nas released a shoe made from a custom Nike Air Max 97 that he dedicated to Satan. The shoe is designed in red and black with a pentagram on the laces that says, "I saw Satan," around its borders, and has an inverted cross on the tongue. It sells for $1,000 and supposedly has a drop of human blood in the air pocket sole of each shoe. And there are also 666 pairs of these, each individually numbered. The shoes sold out in less than a minute, and now Nike is suing Lil Nas for associating their company with his own strange promotion of Satanism to his audience. Quote, "We do not have a relationship with Lil Nas. Nike did not design or release these shoes, and we do not endorse them." But the biggest blasphemy of Lil Nas's Satan shoes is the inclusion of a New Testament book, chapter, and verse written alongside the toe, Luke 10:18. The full verse reads, quote, "And he said unto them, I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven," which when taken out of context is essentially meaningless. In the full context of the chapter, Jesus is instructing his disciples and the 70 witnesses for his gospel who have joined them to go to various cities surrounding the Sea of Galilee and spread the message of Christ. And his followers wonder back to him about what they will do when they enter into a city and the gospel is not well received. In verse 16, he tells them, quote, "He that heareth you heareth me, and he that despises you despises me, and he that despises me despises him that sent me," telling his messengers that the gospel is God's word and they're doing his work. Not being well received is no measurement of accomplishing his work. In fact, more often than not today, the gospel message is not well received. In verse 17, the disciples return again with joy, saying, quote, "Lord, even the devils are subject unto us through thy name." Essentially, they underestimated the power of Jesus Christ, and perhaps didn't understand how he in fact is God, more powerful than Satan, his devils, or demons. Then Jesus responds to them with verse 18 saying, quote, "I beheld Satan as lightning fall from heaven." Here, Jesus is affirming that he is God, and in being so, he witnessed Satan's fall from heaven, existing outside of time, space, and matter. This is an assurance to his followers that they are indeed preaching on behalf of the one and only true God of the universe. The 70 were surprised that people possessed with demons and devils listened to their gospel message, and here, Jesus is assuring them of their spiritual safety, that Satan and his legions cannot hurt their soul when they enter into a sinful city to do his work. The meaning of this verse is clear in context, but the meaning is cryptic and mysterious when taken out of context, alluding to wonder with Satan's fall from God's grace. Spiritual warfare is real, and the information war is a significant influence on the battlefield for souls. But God can give us the most strength, more than info, against evil, even if you're surrounded by it, like the 70 gospel witnesses in the cities around Galilee. America's popular culture is like a city's army surrounding us for a spiritual siege, and people like Lil Nas are choosing to side with Satan in the spiritual war, plain and simple. Because Satan fell to earth, we are battling him here, and if you don't recognize him as king, then you become his enemy. But if you rest your hat on God, evil symbols and shoes can't hurt you. They're only a sign of the times. This is Brian Wilson with Infowars.com.